Hey, good morning, Maria, back with another video. It is 11:58 a.m. and I've been up for a while, but I've just been kind of kicking back here on my bed and doing some thinking because I had some more mind regurgitation, and I can assure you this is not something I want to think about. But I wake up from sleep and certain thoughts are on my mind. And what's on my mind right now would be, of course, a certain core group of people. And I'm going to name some names right now only because I feel it's on me to release this. Now, I remember this is a few years back, I had made a video about um, how everything was going great when I got back to Bakersfield in 2009. I started working over at the Fucked Up Farmer's Place. I love taking jabs to him, I have no respect. Anyway, I went to, everything was going great at the farmer's place. I mean, I was energized, I was going to work, I was working late, I was coming in early. This is how I really enjoyed my life at that time because I felt like I had something to put my energy into. So things were great. So then my ex, well, he wasn't my ex because I was still legally married to Joel at the time. We were separated. We were not legally divorced. So he would come over to my house, and then we decided to move back together. I think we moved back together in 2010. We did, because we moved over on a little house on Adidas Court in 2010. Now, at the time when I made this video many years ago, I found it very strange that I started to deal with the workplace mobbings after I took him to the Christmas party, and I could not figure out why. Now I'm starting to understand why. Obviously, my ex-blood relations was in cahoots with my ex-boyfriend, who is my son's father, Bruce Collins, who I was never legally married to. However, I was legally married to Joel at the time. So I brought him to the Christmas party, and then my ex-family, with their sense of entitlement, and because perhaps maybe Bruce Collins' family arranged the job over at the farmer's place, and then people started thinking, because how am I supposed to know that these jobs were arranged? I used to believe that you applied for a job, you took the test, and if you were the best candidate, you got the job. I had no idea that these sort of illegal things went on. So I started getting mobbed at my work, and the person who initiated the mobbing, I would say the main key figures involved in this were, number one, Selena Bruce. She was the girl who worked in the office that I trained, and she sat in the front of the office, okay. And then there was I think it was the general manager. His name was Steve Landry. He also did a lot of the mobbing work. There was just like this whole launching this entire hate campaign against me. Now, I would say that Selena played a big role in the entire part of it because, ordinarily, she and I got along okay. And I had thought that she was a nice girl. I didn't know that she was. I didn't understand what the connection. I understood the time point of when all of the chaos started going on, but I didn't understand why. I had no idea that any of this had to do with Bruce. I had no idea that Selena was involved with it. But I do believe that as we went on through the course of time, my family's mission was to destroy the relationship that I had with my husband at the time, okay? So I believe that they sent, now I could be wrong, but I don't believe it. I don't believe that I am. But I do believe that my ex-husband, Joel Graham, started having a relationship with this Selena Bruce person, okay, which he got involved with her. And this was on a deliberate attack. All the while Bruce was still married to this Sarah person, right? I'm just trying to piece all this together. So I ended up getting like completely abused in this whole situation for something that my family brought this on, and I get the feeling that there's a possibility that my ex-husband is interested in seeing me now, okay? And the problem with it is that I've moved on. I moved on, and I believe that the situation with the Selena Bruce person, I don't know. I believe he has a child with her. But the fact that he showed utter disregard for who I was as a person showed where his true heart is. So I am not interested in getting to know or being with somebody who betrayed me on any level. It doesn't matter. I feel as though these people put me on in a spotlight, like kind of put focus on me to make it seem like I was trying to create some sort of social disruption. I will never take any responsibility for that because it's not true. You know, I was the one who was getting mobbed out of my job. I was the one who had rumors circulating about me. I was the one who was, people thought that I was some sort of an adulterer. How could I be committing adultery against Bruce when number one, we were never married? I had no idea that he got me a job. And just because somebody gets you a job, does that mean you're supposed to be obligated to be with them? It doesn't make sense. Meanwhile, while Bruce was married to Sarah, and he doesn't look like he's, a bad person at all. I'm saying is I carried the weight on my shoulders for absolutely nothing. And these people were, getting favors within the community. Nobody ever damaged their reputation. I was the one who suffered for nothing. Okay? I think that there's, sometimes people want to be, they want to apologize for things that they've done. But you can't. To me, it's like, when somebody damages a situation like this, and they say that they're sorry, you have to. Anytime you put yourself in a situation where a person has to question your integrity, in this case, yes, I question their integrity, and it's not even so much that I question their integrity. I don't even think about these people anymore. When I realized that my ex-husband, Joel, had a relationship with his mom, and then I started getting an inkling that he did have a child with this person, I ran for my life. I tried to move back home to my mom, and then it was just this big nightmare, didn't have a place to go, all this other stuff, but I moved on. You know what I mean? And to me, it's just better for me to forget these abusive people. And once a person abuses you that way, they will always abuse you. You know what I mean? I'm not interested in that. What I'm interested in is forgetting people who've treated me the way that they did. I'm interested in moving on from people who wanted to cover their tracks and make it look like they were the ones who were in the right and make it look like I was a bad person. I was not the bad person. I was never the bad person. Yeah, I made some mistakes when I was younger. I did. I had a child out of wedlock, but that didn't mean that Bruce had any rights to sit here and try to manipulate what I did for a living. You know what I mean? Or for people to put me in jobs and then harass me out of them. It would be different if I had a relationship with his family and it was an understanding saying, hey, you know what? We're going to go ahead and help you out with this job. And we're going to go ahead and, take care of you, make sure that you have a job. Then I would have been under this understanding and it would have been a complete agreement between us. Like, oh, okay, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, your dumb fucking Bruce isn't paying any child support, but you're giving me a job. And you're at least helping me out in some way. Then that would have been okay. I mean, I still don't think that would make it so that I should be obligated to be romantically linked to him or be looked upon as a prospective marriage mate. It's about, hey, you know what? If this is your only way of contributing child support, then thank you. And leave it at that. It's that sort of agreement. I should have never been put in a situation. I'm going to go ahead and pause this.